Good evening, folks. How you doing? It's Middle-Aged Gamer Guy here, also known as Mag. Welcome to another Tuesday night gaming chat where we talk about all the latest gaming news and reviews from the last 7 days or so. How is everyone? We've got a number of people. I'm just going to bring this up over on Twitch because we're broadcasting to Twitch and YouTube. Over on Twitch, first person here was Kindred. It was a good 25 minutes early. Nice one, mate. Gozzo, good to see you.
Yes, no, shit. Yes, no, shit.
Ben, welcome on in. Thank you so much for the sub. That's a 26 months on a 22-month streak. Thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Let's give you a shout out. We'll make that happen. Hope you're well, Ben. Thank you for that sub. We've got Gozzo in this evening. We've got Gilfly. Rock Muse. It's a special day for Rock Muse. We'll talk about that in a second. Phantom, good evening. Saying, how you doing, Mag? I am good. Thank you. Also, another sub. Dan Game Tank coming in with the sub. Says, evening all. Evening, Dan. Long time no see, my friend. Great to see you. Thank you so much. God, right. There's Ben. There's your shout out. Look at all these subs. It's great. We've nearly got a hype train going. Danker, you've been awarded 450 Mojo Bytes for a 95 stream streak. That's really good. So there you go. Good to see you all. Great to have you back, my friend. Let's get you a shout out. If I press that, there you go. Good to see you all. Also, over on YouTube, Baltazar Reynoso. Hello, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome on in. For some reason, that's not piped through on this chat, but it's working there. Good to have you on YouTube. So we got you over there on YouTube. I am very well, thank you. Lots going on. Flame, good evening. Good to see you. Retro Shazar, hello. A lot of our regulars here. It's great to see everyone. As always, Brian from the UK Gaming Network. G'day. G'day, mate. How are you? How's it going? Rock Muse, thank you for the 30 bits. You just gigantified the Mojo emote. Great to see you. And thank you for the 100 bits. There you go. That started a hype train. Dare I say it. There you go. Where's Rock Muse on here? There you go. There you go. Thank you so much. We are 30% away from hitting a hype train. If we hit that hype train, you lot get rewarded with a load of brand new emotes. Thank you so much. How's everyone in chat doing? Phantom, you also been rewarded 450 Mojo Bytes for a 75 stream streak. So there you go. Danker, thank you for the 70 bits. This is going to be this. We're going to start now. It's just going to be absolute chaos. Started. Thank you so much. Ben saying choo choo, all aboard the train. There you go. Danker, you get a shout out, dude. Thank you so much. Did it do a shout out for Rock Muse? It did. It did. Phantom, it's a good job you had a space between ass and hole. Yes. The fact that she said, totally not sat here playing Minecraft and digging a big ass hole. Just to clarify, separate words, not one word. Dan, thank you for the 100 bits as well. Greatly appreciate it. Ben, those commands won't work because we're doing the talk show. There you go. 81% on that hype train. Doing great. Been playing the long-awaited sequel to Head Over Heels today. Oh, my God. I remember Head Over Heels from the 80s. Or was it the 90s? Showing me age now. I remember that, playing that on Spectrum. So, my God, they've finally done a sequel. It's like they did a sequel to Beyond the Ice Palace, and that was a game that came out in the 80s. Oh, you meant to do exclamation Dave. Yes. I thought you were going to say the Dark Ages. Well, there is that as well. I'm from that era, the late 70s. There you go. 39 years since the first one. Oh, my God. Okay, now I do feel old. Remember reading about that in Computer and Video Game magazine. There you go. Anyone? 1987. Yeah, oh, my God. Okay, there you go. Someone else who's as old as me and probably remembers some of those games. Late 70s made the best people. Thank you, Ben. I agree. Someone who remembers that time, going back there, is my co-host. He is now man flu free after last week. Please welcome the co-host that knows the most. It's the one and only Mr. David Jones.
Good evening, mate. How you doing?
It's great to have you back, my friend. Are you a lot better?
Yes, I'm all fine. The man flu didn't claim me. I live.
Good.
do remember some of those old games, although the memories are getting a bit hazier these days. My head over here. I think I got it in a compilation for the Amstrad. When I had the
Yeah,
Amstrad.
you probably did it. You had probably had it on the
Yeah.
Amstrad. I had it on
I
the
don't
Spectrum.
recall ever getting massively far on it because it was a
Mm.
fucking tough bugger of a game, and we did not have the nice internet and YouTube videos to tell us how to get through the bloody thing.
No,
So
you had to figure it out for yourself.
I got stuck
which is a-
somewhere.
which is a thing. Yeah, which is crazy. Guildfly, I said I did one of them things online today where it shows you what you will look like in 40 years. It was just showing dust. Rocknews says, Dave, I heard you didn't have flu. You were just building a new wing onto your basement.
Well, you got to have a bit of extra space to stretch out. I need a VR wing down here.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you've got VR, but you need space to actually
Damn
use
right.
it. Yeah.
You need the room for the infernal thing.
iQuell, good evening. You've just got 450 Mojo Bytes. That's a 100 stream streak. That's impressive, iQuell.
Wow.
Thank you. You've got 1 minute left to hit that hype train. You're 19% away. If you want to get some emotes, everyone who's contributed will get emotes if you hit that other 19%. So, Dave, couple of things. Before we ask you what have you been playing, there's a certain person in chat whose birthday it is. And I said that, you know, as we do, we were going to basically sing out of sync because it always goes out of sync when we try and do this live on the show, just because there's a slight delay. But Rock Muse's birthday, she's 21 today. That's what we're saying.
That's my age every year.
Yeah, his age every year. So we thought we would sing to Rock Muse and wish her happy birthday.
Do we not like it then? That's why we're singing.
What? Sorry?
Do we not like her? Is that why we're singing? To ruin her day.
I don't know if to ask Rock Muse though. I don't know whether she'll like this or whether she'll go, no, never again. So after 3, we will do this. Ready?
Okay.
No, we're the headline act apparently. There you go. So this has been approved. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. See, I knew this was going to be delayed. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear
Rock Muse. Happy birthday to you.
There we go. That was as terrible as everyone thought it was going to be.
That's not the worst. But yeah, there you go. Rock Muse, happy birthday. And there you go. Ben has just said my ears are bleeding. And Kindred's just turned the volume back up. Hannah, good evening. How are you? Welcome on in. Great to see you. Great to have you here. What time to join a stream? I know, perfect timing. So from that, everyone's wishing Rock Muse happy birthday. What have you been playing since we saw you 2 weeks ago?
I was playing a good chunk of Baldur's Gate 3 still. There's still plenty to do in that, but I'm getting some of the quests done now because now I'm in Act 3. It's time to finish off some of the companion quest lines that I've had going on like all the way through. So got one of those done, moving the other ones along. So still going to take a bit of time to do, but because I've played so much of it, I fancied a little bit of a break, something slightly different. So I did play a bit of a Battlefield 6 just to get back into it because season 3 of that is starting next week with some new maps. So I thought try and get my skills back up to a reasonable degree. So managed to get it back into after a couple of games. First couple were pretty atrocious, got shot to pieces, but then I was starting to get the feel back. But then I've also played Saros over the weekend.
Okay.
We're talking about that later, so I won't say too much.
Yeah, I was supposed to stream that last night, but my copy still hasn't turned up, which was supposed to turn up on day of release. And then I got an email yesterday to say, it'll be here today. Still not got it. So fingers crossed it turns up Thursday because we swapped the streams on day of Thursday. So I haven't got to try that out yet. I've been playing a lot of Pragmata, which I'm absolutely enjoying. Lots. And weirdly, I'm still playing a lot of Samson, Tindleston story.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's as bad as everyone said, and I'm still enjoying it, and I'm still quite a few hours in. I'm like day 14 in. I think the nice thing about that game is you can drop in and out quite easily. You don't have to do long segments. If I just want to jump on it for 15 minutes, I can do a mission, save it, and then go back to it. And they've done some updates and improvements, and they're still a bit of jankiness to it, but it seems to be improving every time they do an update every week. So I'm enjoying it. I don't know whether if I get to like day 30, I'll be like, Christ, I'm doing the same missions, which I saw a lot of people saying, but I'm enjoying it for what it is. It's a low budget game. I think people just criticise it because they thought it was going to be a AAA GTA 6 game, and it's not.
If you're enjoying it, that's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'll see what I feel like when I get to the end of it, but I'm just doing it in little blocks of 10, 15 minutes, which is a good way to do it, to be honest. But yeah, a lot more time in Pragmata. Thoroughly enjoying that. I don't know how I'll feel by the end of it. But if it's going the way it's going to be like, is this going to be equal par with Resident Evil Requiem, or is it going to be slightly better, or is it going to be not as good? And it's like, two Capcom games that have been very excellent this year already, and I'm like, it's going to be a tough call. So there you go. Gilfly says, I've just been jumping in between Diablo 4, which, fully enough, we'll be talking about in a bit, and Scott Pilgrim X. Yes, that got very good reviews as well. Played that one yet? I played the original one, but not that one. So there you go. Shall we bring our guest in? We'll stop chit-chatting and
let's go for it, mate. Bring him in.
Weird noises. So our guest this evening, last time he was on the show, can you believe this was 2024? I thought it was only about a year ago, but it's been longer than that. This gentleman and his team have a wonderful company called Thumb Soldiers. You remember that they were on the show back in 2024. We were talking about this. If you basically want to be, well, I know I need to be, a bit more accurate with your aiming, especially when you're playing shooter games, bit more grip when you're basically doing driving games, because obviously you've got the new Forza Horizon coming out soon, so you need that. And just basically for better accuracy overall, they designed a number of kits for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. In fact, most controllers you can get. There's even ones for Switch. So we want to see what he's been up to since we last seen him. Please welcome the founder of Thumb Soldiers. Please get up for Mr. David Chapman. Good evening, sir.
Hello, how you doing?
Oh, yeah.
Great to have you back.
Good to be back. I did not realise it was 24. That is, I know I have got no concept of time these days, but still, nevertheless, that is crazy.
Yeah, it's there you go. Hello, mate. How you doing? There you go. We're going to call you David because obviously we've got a Dave, because otherwise it's going to get confusing. Are you all right with that?
I'm good with that. I'm fine with that. Yep.
Because otherwise it's going to be crazy. And then when obviously
it might balance it out a little bit, but I answer to both. So
yeah, we'll see. But yeah, so obviously last time we saw you, you just done. So I had just seen you at MCM and EGX 2024. So you just exhibited that. And I think that's when we had you on, because you had the stand in the big market trader area there.
Yeah.
And then since then, obviously, we've seen you at Format last year.
Yep.
And then obviously we've kept in touch, and there's numerous other events. But obviously the biggest one that you've been at most recently has been DreamHack.
Yes.
The NEC. Tell us how that went for you, and how was it meeting loads of new content creators and streamers?
Yeah, no, it was really good. Really good. For those that did pop along, we were a little bit in the back corner because we booked a bit late in the day. But no, it was really good. Meeting so many people. There was a good vibe to the place.
Yeah.
It really was. I think they've already established some of the learnings from an exhibitor perspective that they could take forward for next year, because by all accounts it's happening next year, and I think the year after that as well, from what I understand.
The rumours we heard, they'd signed another 2-year deal with the
Yeah. But no, it was such a good vibe. Really good demographic. It was just a buzz. Everything about it. All the hype bleeding up. Resulted in a very, very good show event.
Yeah.
I think they played it very well with the amount of creators and everything they invited.
Yeah.
there was just such a buzz. It is the word I just keep saying over and over again, but there really was. Yeah.
So I'm gonna jump to, I'm gonna kind of work backwards here. So
Yep.
For people who don't know what Thumb Soldiers are and what the kits do you want to give us a quick lowdown? Because I know there's some people in chat who have seen you before, but there's some that have not seen you before. So give them a quick lowdown on the different kits.
So, like you touched on it perfectly there. Thumb Soldiers, it's all about allowing you to interact with your controller with the inputs that modern games demand, whether it is precision, grip, awareness of the angles you're hitting, more comfort, accessibility, or just interacting with the controller in a unique way that works for you and the game you're playing.
Yeah.
So basically, we have this metaphor that we use not infrequently. That is like, you wouldn't go to war, race a car, play football, or have a round of golf wearing the same shoes. But with the standard games controller, the standard thumbsticks, that's exactly what you're doing. You're using the same plimsolls regardless of the activity you're doing. But with Thumb Soldiers, you've got thumb grips that are designed for the inputs that the game demands. So like extra precision, extra grip, flickability, pinch technique, comfort, and it's all about improving that generic one-size-fits-all thumbstick to something that works for you and works for the game. And what it's all about is enjoying gaming more than ever, performing better, which results in more enjoyment, which results in playing, interacting in a way that makes the game more enjoyable and you have more fun. That's ultimately what it's about.
And now something that you've been doing more so, and we were talking a little bit before we went live, is the fact that you are doing TikTok lives now, aren't you? So you're doing TikTok shops for people to come in, ask questions, show off all the products and stuff, because obviously you weren't doing that last time we had you on the show, so this is a new thing for you.
It's a bit of a baptism of fire. It's something that I've been wanting to give a go, or rather wanting to get somebody else to give a go for me. But it got to the point where we just got to jump in, give it a go, see what happens. And it's for the most part, it's quite enjoyable when you don't get too much toxicity on the stream. It's generally good fun, a lot of positivity, and people asking questions because most people haven't heard of us. And from all the socials that we do, all the paid ads that we do, gaming is so huge. We barely touch the surface with who we're trying to reach. It's just another way of trying to show people what we're doing and how we benefit gaming. So I've got it set up now so I can have my split screen with gameplay and hand cam and a little bit of head cam, and then switch to the other more sort of engaging studio shot like we've got now, and mix it up and play it by ear, wing it basically.
If you want to look, we'll show the website a bit later on. We'll jump halfway through the show. We'll show some of the different kits and everything. But if people are interested right now, we have pinned the Thumb Soldiers website to the top of the chat, and you can click the link because the links are in now. Thank you, iQuail. So go check out the website right now, and go have a look at some of the kits. Chloe says hi. Hi all from Chicago today. Hello, Chloe.
Ooh.
From Chicago. Hope
Very
it's all going well. And Mr. Dave Johnson says there are too many Daves around here. I better leave. Grabs his coat. He's just been rewarded 450 Mojo Bites for a 75 stream streak. So greatly appreciate it. So good to see you, Mr. Dave Johnson. This is going to be Dave Johnson. This is crazy. But we'll get it all there. But yeah, by all means, do you know what? I'll do a quick show of the website now. Actually, let's do that. See, hopefully you can see it. To do that. Hang on, let me just close that down. There we go. I'll just quickly show some of the products, but we'll go more in depth. So you got all your fantastic reviews from people, which
Yep.
is fantastic.
4.8 star on Trustpilot now, I think.
Good, man. 4.8.
Yeah.
And the website's had a bit of a revamp since we last had you on the show.
Yes.
There's obviously gaming bundles available, and you can pick. Also, it tells you sort of what types of games for, say like Fortnite, PGA. There's all sorts of different stuff. If we scroll along,
Well, that's
way?
the thing, because nobody else is doing what we're doing, people need a bit of an understanding of what it is actually all about. So yeah, getting that messaging across is a constant challenge, but you have to just keep experimenting and seeing what resonates.
There you go. Special Joy-Cons for the Switch and Switch 2 as well. So obviously the Switch 2's been out since. But there's your analogy, as you said.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But yeah, you can order everything from the website, check it all out. It's all there. All the reasons why. All the reviews. Obviously, you've been reviewed on Eurogamer, Tech Radar, and our friends at the Gamer Guide, which is awesome. And loads more stuff there. So yeah, go check out the website. The links are in the chat right now. You won't regret it. Go check it out. But we'll come back and talk a little bit more about Fun Soldiers a little bit later on. But should we crack on with the show, gents?
Let's do it.
Okay, fantastic. Well, then it is, ladies and gentlemen, our 264th show. Tonight we're going to discuss such things as the new Diablo 4 DLC, Lord of Hatred, Apehlion, which some of you may have seen me playing last night, Invincible versus the new fighting game, and Saros, which Dave has been playing as well. Plus, we're going to be looking at the latest Steam game charts and talking about the fact that American retailer GameStop is trying to buy eBay, which is a very interesting one. Very interesting one indeed. But let's crack on with our first game tonight. This is, I think, the second DLC, I believe, for Diablo 4. And carries straight on from where the last one had a bit of a cliffhanger. This came out Tuesday last week on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. And this is Diablo 4 DLC, Lord of the Hatred. Here's the trailer.
On this day, a pilgrim comes to our shores. Let him wash in the waters.
It is in our nature to hate. And that is why I've brought you here.
He's a demon. The mainland burns because of him. You're in danger.
What is this place?
Skovos is where Lilith and Inarius created mankind.
I am your reckoning.
If it's hell you want, I can arrange a meeting.
I cannot stop his schemes alone.
No, you need me.
I will make Mephisto pay for this. We both will, my friend. We both will.
There you go. So that is the latest DLC. This is 36 quid across the board, whatever platform you'll play it on it. So add on to that, Kindred's price list. Diablo 4 is in this month's humble choice bundle. Got tongue tied there. Although it's Battle.net tied, it's £11.50 for that and 7 other games. That's not bad. That's not bad for the original game. Gilfly said it's awesome DLC. Now, I know Gilfly is a big fan of Diablo 4, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's already played this. But Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yes, this is the second expansion to Diablo 4. So the previous one was Vessel of Hatred, and I think that is included if you buy this expansion.
Yes, it is.
If you haven't previously got it, you'll get it with this one, which is quite cool. And yeah, this one is just continuing the story that we're getting in the main game. So you're pursuing Mephisto, the prime evil, across I think a new location to Scovos Isles, and you're trying to stop him from spreading his hatred and corruption across the land and try and banish him back to the void. From what I've seen of it, it looks pretty decent. It's carrying on the gameplay that from the previous games, but it is bringing in the 2 new classes. Now the paladin, if you pre-order this campaign, a couple of months back, you could have been playing as the paladin, since then because it's a pre-order bonus. But the warlock is in this as well, and it'll be the first time you'll be able to play as that class in Diablo 4. So you've got the 2 new classes, new locations to go to. They've done a bit of a revamp of the whole skill tree system as well, I believe. So probably following fan feedback, various ways to improve it. So they've done all that, and then they've also added some extra stuff to make the end game a bit more interesting. There's different things that you can now do in that. So, keep you playing for hours upon hours upon hours, because I know a lot of people love getting to the end game, then code it with the best possible build for the character, so you can just go through all the dungeons and just melt all the demons in a couple of hits with the best possible powers. So yeah, I think it's just more of Diablo 4. It seems to be doing pretty well, seems to be popular, seems to fix all the problems people had with Diablo 3, because that one was never quite as popular.
Yeah.
We see, was it Gilfly or someone in the chat saying that they're enjoying it?
Yeah, very much so. And I know that a lot of people with the last DLC, it kind of left on a cliffhanger, and people were like, "Oh, is this how it's going to end?" But then this ties in quite nicely, so it's just like one smooth thing. So that's quite cool. David, obviously, Diablo 4 came out a couple of years ago, and the same year that came out, obviously, another game that Dave's playing, Baldur's Gate 3, came out. So I felt that Diablo 4 always got kind of slightly overshadowed by that. But have you had a chance to play any of it, or what do you think of this expansion? The fact that you can actually play a demon sounds quite good fun.
It's shocking how little I play at the moment, but it's still, as you know, it's still 12, 14-hour days for me, pretty much 7 days a week. So as much as that looked, I'd love to be able to have the time, but it doesn't look like the sort of game to drop. You've got to invest a good few hours. And I know that I don't have those hours to invest in, so it's a bit, at the moment in my life, it's not something I'd take on, but it does, it resonates with me. It's like, when I have the time, I will be venturing back to the likes of that, without a doubt.
Nice. Okay. Well, for those who've not seen the show, you're probably wondering why there are a load of numbers popping up in chat. That's because we don't review the games, but I scour the internet for lots of different reviews, and I turn that into an average score. You may agree with it, you may not, but if you guess it correctly, and you can pick any number between 0 and 10, and you can have half numbers, we will give you a shout out in the chat. That is also, same rules apply for Dave and David. So obviously, the more they get right, the more shout outs they're going to get in the chat. So
I did shocking last time. I did so bad.
Come on, we're gonna make this. You've got this. This is your time. Let's see what people are saying in chat. Chloe says I would say an 8.5. Hannah 8, Kindred 8, Danka 8.5, Gozza 8.5, Rockmuse 8, iQuail 8. Yeah, here you go. It's not a game you can have a quick 20-minute go on a break. Exactly. It's not that kind of. Brian says 8. Never personally been into Diablo, but I understand why people like it. That's cool. Flame 7.5. Gilfly 8. Retro Bizarre 7. Diamond Dog over on YouTube. Welcome, Diamond Dog. 7.5. Diamond Dog. I'll start with you, Dave. What do you reckon this has got?
I'm going to go for an 8.
Going for an 8. Okay. David?
Yeah. I was going 8, but then I was edging 7.5. I'm going to stick with 8.
Stick with an 8. Okay. All right. No worries. Folks, this is the new Diablo DLC for Diablo 4 called Lord of Hatred. It's about 35 quid, 36 quid across the board for all platforms. Came out last Tuesday on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. And if there are no more scores in chat, and Dave Johnson says an 8, I can tell you that this got, on average, 8.5. So very, very good. I actually think this rated higher than the last DLC from memory. So this has been kind of like very much welcome on by the community a lot, even more so. So congratulations. It's a very good score, Guild. Very good score. So to those who got it right, Gozzo and Danka and Chloe are the 3 people. Kindred says, I saw one site give it 2.5 out of 10. Yeah, I didn't understand that. Sometimes I think some of those sites are a bit trolling, but yeah, I don't know why. But yeah, the majority of sites gave it a very, very, very good write-up. So congratulations to you 3 for getting that right. And it wasn't IGN for a change. I know, yeah, flipping out. We'll talk about IGN later with another certain review. They did it again. Bless them. But there we go. Let's move on to our second game. And this was a game I played last night on stream. I like that. iQuell's just dropped your link anyway, David. So even though you didn't get it right, you've just had a shout out. There you go. His finger must have slipped. I don't know how that happened at all. Go check out Fun Soldiers. They've got some deals on as well.
Thank you very much.
Bundles. Go check them out right now. Have a look at the website. This was a game that came out, brought to us by Don't Nod. This came out last Tuesday. It's on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and it's on Game Pass. And this is the space adventure game Apehlion. Let's have a look at the trailer for this.
I thought this mission was my dream. Came here to find the heat source of Persephone and tell the world if this place could save humanity. But it turns out I can't do it without you.
Whatever happened, we're gonna finish this mission.
There you go. That's Apehlion, which came out Tuesday last week. As Kindred has put, it's on PC. It's about 27 quid, but it's down to 24. Xbox is most expensive. It's 32 quid, but they are doing a deal for 29, or you can play it on Game Pass. But it's 30 quid on PlayStation. So there you go. Climbing sections are very reminiscent of modern Tomb Raider trilogy. I agree. And also Assassin's Creed games. And also another Don't Nod game that me and Dave like very much so. A game called Jusant, which came out a couple of years ago. That was in our top 15 games a couple of years ago. Chloe says, nice cinematic, but what is the gameplay? So we played about 3 chapters of this. It's pretty much a walking simulator for what I could tell. But I didn't mind it. But I'll give my opinion in a bit. But I'll let Dave explain for those who don't know what it is, what this game is about.
It's a bit of a, I guess, narrative-heavy adventure game, really, isn't it? With some puzzle solving to it. You're playing as a couple of different astronauts who go on a mission to a planet called Persephone to see if it might be suitable for human habitation because, well, we've buggered up Earth, haven't we? That's what we are going to end up doing. So we need to find somewhere else to live and then go and fuck that place up. So these guys are going to check it out. But it's space. Stuff always goes wrong. Don't go to space. It never goes well. So they crash land on the planet, get separated, got to try and find each other and, whilst trying to avoid some strange life form that seems to be stalking them. So I think it kind of splits the gameplay a little bit between the characters. I think the character Ariane's more sort of exploration based, a lot of sort of climbing, sort of reminiscent of like the Uncharted games and Tomb Raider has been mentioned. And then I think the other character, he's got a bit more puzzle solving to him because he's got like an injury from the crash, so he can't be jumping and climbing over stuff. He's got more puzzle based gameplay, and I think there's a few stealth sections in there which one of the reviews I saw said are a bit annoying. Stealth sections not particularly good. So I think it's probably one of those games where you can tell it hasn't got the biggest budget behind it, but I think the story is meant to be just about good enough to kind of like pull you along, keep you interested. Even if the gameplay is a bit average and it's the sort of stuff that you've done a million times in tons of other games.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, we only played 3 chapters, but I mean, the chat last night was saying, do we actually know what the story is yet? And we were like, well, kind of, but we're not. And unless it seems a lot more, there seems to be a lot more in that trailer than we saw last night. And it seems to be a lot more exciting than it was when we were playing it. I don't know whether we just not hit the point where we get a lot more of the story. But even the bits of like how they ended up crashing hasn't been explained yet. And we were like 3 chapters in and we were like, okay. But it seemed to be getting interesting. I don't think it bored me. But the other thing is, as Kindred's just put, there's no direction in the game. So you don't have a clue what the fuck you're supposed to be doing and where to go. Sometimes, generally, it's obvious where you got to go. But there were segments where we were like, we've got no idea what direction we're supposed to be walking in. And it was a bit odd. And we did find that the cutscenes were quite janky. Like the animation in the cutscenes was janky, but the gameplay was smooth, which is weird because you would think that's going to be the other way around. But then when you die, some of the checkpoints when you die actually jump you forward to the bits you were trying to get to, and that happened to me twice. So I hadn't quite got to the bit where I needed to get to, but my character died. But then it put me at the bit that I had to get to. So I was like, oh well, I don't have to bother with that. But then we had
taking pity on you.
Yeah, but then we had another segment where it wasn't clear where I was supposed to be going and kept dying, and it kept chucking me back quite far. So it's very inconsistent with the checkpoint system. So we had to do like a whole section like 3 times just to go, oh, it's expecting me to climb up this tiny ledge when the character keeps looking in the distance and say, this is where I've got to go. And you're like, but you've got to climb up the thing that's behind you, which was like, oh, well, that's okay. So it's an interesting one. I definitely would play more of it because I haven't even got to the bit where there's this threat yet. I have done a bit of both characters, and I can see where the puzzle solving comes in. But yeah, it's a bit of an odd one. It's a bit of an oddity, I'd say. I did hear, and I saw this on a video I was watching last night, that this game cost $8.5 million to make, and it's only recouped $320,000. So it's not done well, unfortunately, and it's been out a week now. So that's a bit of a kick in the nuts. But David, your thoughts on this space? I'm going to call it a space exploration game because that's pretty much what it is in terms of exploring a planet.
So I am a sucker for space. Like film wise, Sunshine, Blade Runner. I love all that kind of spacey stuff. But it's always a little bit of a red flag when the intro, like the video that we just watched, looked very exciting, but they didn't really give anything away. It's like, well, what is the game? It's just a few like snippets of, So it's From watching that, I didn't know much about what was going on, to be fair. But yeah, I would be interested to give it a go because it did kind of resonate with me, but from the off I was unsure about what we was buying into.
I think when I was considering this for streams, from the other trailers and gameplay I saw, it seemed a little bit more, not an action game, but it seemed a bit more fast-paced than it actually is.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I was sold into. I thought, right, I'll do a stream of it, and then
Yeah.
realised it is a lot slower paced than. It's more like, the best way to describe it, it's more like a Death Stranding game, because Death Stranding is obviously a point A to point B walking simulator with other things that happen, and this seems very in that sort of genre.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I think the trailer doesn't sell that. The trailer makes it look like it's something else, but yeah. One character can run and climb, and one character has to walk and pull stuff down. That's pretty much it. The average playthrough time, according to how long, is normally about 7 hours. 7 hours. So it's not a long game. There you go. Apparently, the worst issues are on the PC version. So there you go. But let's see what people are saying with scores. So, Hannah, an 8. Brian says 6, and he said Gisont was a lot better. Chloe, 7.5. Okay, now reduced to 6 after the comments. Kindred says, I'm debating a 6 or a 6.5. Rock News is going for 6.5. Dank is 6.5. Gozzo 6.5. Hannah's now dropped it down to a 7. iQuell sounds a bit Marmite, 5.5. Let's start with David. What do you reckon this got?
I'm gonna go 7.
Okay, going for a 7. Retro Shazar also agreeing with you with a 7. And Flame. Kindred saying a 6.5. So he's decided. Dave, what say you on this one?
I was thinking a safe 7 as well.
A safe 7. All right. Folks, get your last scores in if you haven't already. This is Apehlion, which came out last Tuesday on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S. It's also free on Game Pass. And if there are no more scores in the chat, I can tell you that this got a okay 6.5. So it's a perfectly okay game. It's not bad, but it's not great. So congratulations to the following people. Kindred, you got it right. Gozzo, you got it right. Danke, you got it right. Rock Muse, the birthday girl, she got it right. Well done. So Danke and Gozzo are 2 for 2 at the moment. So I think they are in the lead on this so far. But there you go. Congratulations, all of you. You get a shout out in the chat. While those shout outs are going out, let's talk about some gaming news. Obviously, a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about the success of the Super Mario Galaxy movie. But we also know the next Nintendo film that's going to be coming out in 2027 is the Zelda movie, which is a live action movie, which is going to be done by Sony. However, we did hear Jack Black make comments about the fact that he will be back as Bowser in 2029. So it's highly likely we're going to get a third Mario film in 2029, because there always seems to be 3 years between the gaps of Nintendo and Illumination, who are also known for the Despicable Me and Minions films. But it has been announced that there is another film in 2028 due to come out in April. Again, by Illumination and Nintendo. Obviously, the new Mario film so far has grossed over 800 million at the box office, making it the biggest, most successful film of this year of new films. Obviously, last year it was Zootopia 2 and Avatar. But this has been the most successful one that got released this year. The question is, what do we think this could be? Because there's been rumors that there's going to be a Donkey Kong spin-off. But then there's also the fact that obviously Fox McCloud was in the latest one. So they're saying there could be a Star Fox spin-off. So what do we think this is? I want to get the opinions of Dave and David in chat. Let me know what you think this might be. Or is it the fact that even though Jack Black was saying, hey, we'll see you in 2029, maybe they've greenlit the new Mario movie because of the success of this one, that it might actually be that we're getting that sooner rather than later. What do we think it'll be, gents?
I think it might well be that spinning off one of the other characters. You mentioned like Donkey Kong. I think there's been fairly strong rumours about a Donkey Kong film.
Yeah.
And that would probably be quite a good one to bring out because we've had the recent Donkey Kong game, so he's got a good bit of popularity behind him. But I think I would be more interested in seeing Star Fox as an animation. I think that would be quite cool to go and see, especially since Fox McCloud was in the recent Galaxy movie. So I'd be more interested in that. So even if that one isn't a 2028 movie, hopefully they'll be doing a Star Fox one at some point.
Yeah,
so that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it could be. I think personally, I think they're going to go with Donkey Kong because I think Donkey Kong's more bankable than Star Fox. Even though
I think so.
I prefer the Star Fox games, but there you go. David, your thoughts on this? What do you think they're going to?
Yeah, much the same. To be honest, I've not heard any rumours regarding this whatsoever. I've been out of the loop on this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, from what you were saying, as soon as you said spin off to Donkey Kong, I was like, yeah, that one. That would be my gut. Yeah, like you say, it's more. I would assume it's more bankable and yeah.
I think that's true. Kindred said if they weren't going to make a Star Fox movie, then there was no reason to introduce him in the last Mario movie. Exactly. So there's got to be a reason. And also they brought Donkey Kong in the first movie. The critics hated the most recent movie, but the public loved it. And the fact that it's done over 800 million, just shows you why. So we'll see. I am a little bit more concerned about the Zelda movie because Sony Pictures don't have a great reputation for certain video game films, such as Uncharted and a few other things. So I'm a little bit like, but we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully they can prove us wrong. I think anything with Illumination, whether it's been Despicable Me, Minions, or Super Mario, families and the kids love it. And even if the story's complete trash, it's still going to sell well. There you go. Let's move on to our next game. Something a little bit different. Again, this came out on Wednesday on PC and PlayStation 5. And this is the Spell Brigade. Let's have a look at this one.
When evil lurks, be not afraid. Call to aid the Spell Brigade. A band of wizards are mission most bold. Keep the realm safe and make some gold. The spells are not cheap, so I'm told. Enchant, infuse, augment, and synergize. Spells so powerful you won't believe your eyes. Yet beware when you grow too strong. Friendly fire may arise. But for a wizard, death is not the end. You simply ghost around until along comes a friend. And once again, you descend. Monsters here and monsters there. Monsters simply everywhere. Seal a rift. Light the flare. Slay their bosses if you dare. Complete your missions, each more severe, and advance your wizard career. So gather your friends far and near. This is a call to arms for all to hear. To the front, Brigadier.
There you go. The Spell Brigade, Iquel, not the Smell Brigade, as you typed in chat. Yes, Dave. Do you know what? It's funny because this is, I know it's slightly different, but also it kind of seems to fall in the same pattern as Diablo. It's got that thing going on with lots of enemies on screen and lots of attacking and stuff. But is this like that, or is this something different?
Oh, this is more like Vampire Survivors. If you play anything like that, it is Vampire Survivors, but with co-op, 1 to 4 players in this particular one. Looks all right from what I can tell, but the gameplay really is just Vampire Survivors. Kill as many as you can, level up as you go, pick new skills and stuff, and see if you and your mates can clear each biome. That's pretty much what it is. And one of the reviews I was watching earlier, they were saying it was it's okay. I think they're saying it's okay playing on your own, but it's definitely better and feels more designed for multiplayer. So I think if you want to get a few mates together, you can probably have a good blast with this one.
I'd not seen this on the radar. It only kind of came up.
I hadn't either. It was on the list you gave me last night. I had no idea about it at all.
I think I had it on a list for like the last 3 weeks, but I'd not seen it advertised or anything about this. So it's an interesting one. So Kindred says it's normally 11 quid, but it's currently £6.59, which ain't bad at all, to be honest. We don't know how much it is on PS5. I wouldn't be surprised if it's way more expensive. Oh no, it's a tenner on PlayStation. That's not bad either. So it's actually cheaper when the PC one's not on sale. So there you go. That's not bad. Thank you, Kindred. David, another game.
Sorry.
Another game that's probably sink hours into that you probably ain't got a chance to play.
No, absolutely. But the flip side to the last one, there was no ambiguity what was going on there, what you was buying into. Do you know what I mean? It felt like they were pretty confident that they had achieved exactly what they wanted to achieve for the game. And if that's the game that floats your boat, then this is a good version of it, you know? So, yeah.
Look pretty
Find
decent.
the time, have the friends, lose a few hours playing it. I'm sure it's a good example.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's see what people are saying in chat. Dank is saying a 7. Rocknew saying a 7. Gozzo saying a 7. Chloe's like 7.5. Kindred saying a 7. Dave, I'll go to you. What do you reckon this one's got?
I'm going to try a 7 for this one.
Going for a 7 as well. Everyone seems to be going for 7s. Hannah's saying a 7 as well. Brian going slightly higher with a 7.5. Flame with a 7. David, what do you reckon?
I should go 7, but I'm going to go 7.5. I'm gonna
go for it. Okay. Go for 7.5.
It would be wrong to get it right, so let's go.
Flame saying a 7. Retro Jazar saying a 7. iQuell saying a 6.5. Any more for any more? Folks, this is the Spell Brigade, which came out on Wednesday on PC and PS5, and you can pretty much get for less than a tenner, which ain't too bad. If there are any other guesses or scores, put them now, because I can tell you that this got, on average, 6.5. It's the same as the last game. So it's clearly good, but it's not great. So iQuell is the only one who got this right. Well done, iQuell. So Gozzo and Danker's streak has been broken. But well done, iQuell. Yeah, it's 6.5 on average. So yeah. So again,
it's the wrong way.
Yeah, I know. It's like Brian was only 0.5 out on the last couple. Now he's gone too far, so he's gone that way. But it generally seems to be it's okay, but it's nothing that special. There you go. But for a tenner, it's not bad. It's not bad. You might want to check it out. Chloe says it's rigged. How is it rigged? How's it rigged? I don't write the reviews. Blimey. Let's go to something a little bit more serious now. From the comic, from the TV series, came out last Thursday on PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. This is the very brutal, but everyone seems to love it, Invincible Versus.
Just give up.
You'll never take this planet.
Go!
Never underestimate Viltrumite power.
Let me try. This battle is beneath me. I will let your spine cling. We are not finished. Your little fireworks won't stop one Viltrumite.
Shit, Mark's dad! Your ass about to get beat by one cool cat.
This is not what I needed today. My time is valuable. Lights.
Diet time! You need to get a hobby, dude! I'm gonna kill you so many times. Yes!
believe you're Nolan's son. It's time. Too bad there's only one of you. I have infinite copies, all pissed.
Think you're gonna beat me with nature?
That's enough! Get wrecked!
You want me? Here I am. This is gonna hurt! Got something for you!
Alright, coming through!
Now we're getting somewhere. Having fun? Get off my planet or I'm going to fuck you up!
There you go. So the latest fighting games, and certainly a game you need your Thumb Soldiers kits for. I could tell you that. This is Invincible versus. So this one's not shying away from the gore, a bit like the Mortal Kombat games. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this.
Yeah, well, this is taking all your favourite characters from the Invincible comic and animated series and bringing them into a tag fighting game, which graphic-wise looks pretty faithful to what I know of the animated series. Looks pretty decent. It's got a story mode. It's got a narrative written by the writers from the show. And you got your classic arcade mode, but the main place is really sort of going to live or die is the multiplayer side of it. So it's got standard full multiplayer suite there. I think it uses the rollback net code, which everyone says is the best for fighting games. But I think what's really going to see if there's any longevity is how deep the battle mechanics are in it. If there's some really good sort of skills people can bring out, then maybe it might replace stuff like Street Fighters, Tekkens, whatever in people's main fighting game, and then you might see it at some of the big fighting shows. But I think we'll have to see. But from what I can see, it looks like a decent fighter. Just depends if it's got the depth to its combat to keep going in the long term.
Yeah. Icos said I picked this up the other day. Not had much chance to play it though. Seems a bit bare bones, but was good fun. Kindred saying looks like every other fighting game, but might only appeal to Invincible fans. Brian said I haven't played it yet, but my son said it was no Injustice 2, which obviously was a very good fighting game of its time. David, your thoughts on this one?
So I take it it's not co-op. It is you control the tagging element of it.
You pick. I think
multiple players on your own side as such.
Yeah, you pick 2 or 3 fighters. I think it's like a button to call them in for like a tag.
Okay, so it's not like XKO where you can actually have 2 people playing 2 characters on one team and 2 characters on the other team. Then
don't think so.
Okay,
right.
If anyone in chat knows any better, do correct.
Yeah, let us know. Yeah.
No, it looked good. It definitely looks like they've focused on the combo moves, which is always, when you've got it on your side, it's always a positive. But when it's up into walls against you, those combo moves seem to go on and on. It's like, oh, come on, give me a chance. So I don't know how that side of it will be a positive or a negative to the gameplay. Is one thing that sort of stood out while I was watching it. Yeah,
this is the thing. We have been spoilt with some really good fighting games in the last couple of years because we had Street Fighter 6, we've had Tekken 8. This year we had 2XKO. For me personally, there's nothing here for me to go, I would try this out, because I've not seen the show either. So there's nothing really for me wanting to give it a go, which is a shame. It looks good, but there's nothing that's kind of grabbing me, unfortunately, for this one. So this might only be one for the fans. Even though I know people say that the anime and the show is excellent and everyone raves about it, I've still never seen it. So there we go. See, Brian says I really hate Street Fighter 6. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed it. But then I didn't like Street Fighter 5. So, and then loads of people love that. So there you go. I'm an odd one. So let's see what the scores are. Price wise, it is 45 quid on PC and Xbox, and it's £40 on PlayStation. It's the cheapest on PlayStation. Scores wise, Brian saying a 7.5. Danker saying a 7.5. Gozzo saying a 7.5. Iquel saying an 8. Chloe saying a 7. Rockmew saying 7.5. Kindred 7.5. Because it seems to be a theme here. Hannah saying a 7.5. Flame saying a 7.5. Flipping heck. I love pretty much every fighting game. That's okay. You can enjoy every fighting game if you want to. Retro Jazar said an 8. Thank you. Someone's gone with a different score. David, we'll start with you. What do you reckon this has got?
I'm going to go with the flow, 7.5.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Dave?
I'll go for an 8.
Okay, going for an 8. So 7.5, 8. Folks, this is your last chance. This is Invincible Versus, which came out on Thursday on PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. And I said I like Street Fighter 2. Last time I played fighting games. Still a quality game, to be fair. Still a quality game. Probably one of the best ones ever. Again, in my opinion. I can tell you, if there are no more scores in chat, that this did get where the flow went, 7.5. There you go. David, first one.
I'm going to stay calm.
You got this. This is good. There you go. Can we get a shout out for David? Go check out the From Soldiers website. We'll have a little bit more of a look at it very shortly. Hannah says, yay, 1 for 4. Well done, Hannah. Well done to all the other following people as well. Loads of people. Brian, Danker, Gozzo, Rockmuse, Kindred, Hannah, Flame. I think that's everyone that said 7.5. Kindred said, has he peaked? We hope not. We hope David gets a few more right. I hope you haven't peaked.
Has me done.
Yes, he does. Brian says, finally got one right. There you go. Well done, all of you. There you go. Brian says, in his opinion, Street Fighter 2 and Tekken 3 are the best fighting games ever. So there you go. I did love Street Fighter 2. So there you go. Congratulations, David, for getting that right. Go check out From Soldiers. Let's talk a few more little things. A couple more news stories. So, Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick has been making a couple of comments about the upcoming game in November that I still think will be delayed, but he reckons it's not going to be. GTA 6. It's Grand Theft Auto 6, which allegedly is still on track for November. But there's a couple of things he was discussing. Firstly, he was discussing about the fact that people are saying, oh, you have all these different products in the game that are based on real life products. So they're not like things. So it's not like they're sponsored by Coca-Cola or whatever. And he said that they would never do that. They would never have proper product placement in the game. They just, because it would take you out of that said universe and everything that they've ever built over the last 5 games and then some. So the first thing they stated was there wouldn't be any product placements. So you're not going to find certain drinks and other things in there. There'll be like comical versions or takes of it. The other thing he was stating was about the fact that there's been all these rumors that GTA 6 might be the first £100 priced game when it comes out. And he kind of said, look, when it comes to games, the bigger end of the AAA market, those games have been between sort of $60 and $70 or pounds for the last 10 years now. And I even remember when there's been some Super Nintendo Mega Drive games that were nearly 50, 60 quid going back, 20, 30 years ago. So he said, when you look at it, it does still seem expensive, but the times with the prices haven't actually moved in that regards. So he said, they haven't actually kind of set a price as yet, but they want to try and keep it so that it's the best value for money, but still makes the company money, so it's profitable. But the fact that the amount of value you get out of the game, if it was to be, say, an $80 game or £80 game, people go, well, I got like 160, 250 hours out of it. So if I got my money's worth, they want it to be a good experience to get. And he said that is what they're aiming for. So there is no yes or no whether it's going to be $100 or not. But it's probably not going to be cheaper than 60. So that's kind of where we're going at. So that's kind of squashed some of the rumors. There you go. See, there you go. Street Fighter 2 on the SNES back in 1992 cost me 75 quid. I think I got my copy second hand for 55 quid. So that just shows you back in the day. Just shows you. And another interesting thing from another CEO, but a completely different thing, all to do with Fortnite. Now, obviously, it was May the 4th be with you day yesterday. And over the weekend, Fortnite launched a load of new Star Wars themed modes. One is like a Dead by Daylight mode where Darth Vader stalks you and you've got to escape from Darth Vader, get off the Death Star. But there's been lots of other building modes and lots of other modes that you can basically add levels, add locations, iconic locations, weapons, vehicles, and basically build to your heart's content and even make your own maps on Fortnite. And one of the Lucasfilm execs, James Walsh, basically, who's the vice president for Lucasfilm, said Fortnite is the future for Star Wars. He said, yes, there's going to be lots of other Star Wars games, but they firmly believe that with all the creativity that people can make and do with these games and Fortnite, that a lot of the narrative and a lot of the stuff for the Star Wars canon universe will be dropped into Fortnite. It's not the first time we've seen Fortnite, Star Wars in Fortnite either. We had plenty of stuff last year and the year before. So it seems that Star Wars and Lucasfilm are very much basically saying that Fortnite is their new home for now. So I'd like to get people's thoughts in the chat, but I'll get Dave and David to pick one of those news stories, whichever one they want to prefer to comment on, whether it's the stuff to do with GTA 6 or the stuff to do with Fortnite. Let us know what your thoughts are in the chat, but what are your thoughts on these two news stories with these CEOs kind of putting their opinions about the games?
With GTA, I kind of respect the fact that they're not going to bring brands into the game. That's a positive. And the price point, if it's sub 80 quid, I'll be amazed. It doesn't need to, but it's that thing. There's so many elements in life in general. It's like they know they could sell it for 150 quid and people would still buy it. Probably not quite as many, but still the majority of people will still buy it because everyone wants to play it. They could certainly sell it for 100 quid and I don't think it would damage sales.
I don't think it will.
If they charged 80 quid, it would be fairer, but they've invested. It's that thing. They have invested a lot of money in this game, but they know that it's going to sell so many that it doesn't really matter. But that's not how business works. Business works. What can we sell to everyone that's going to buy it? What's the highest price we can put on it?
Blue Lou says, I remember some variations of SimCity in 2013 being over £100 on the EA Origin store. That went well. That's the thing, but it's whether this is technically potentially one of the biggest hype games ever. Now, whether it's going to be lives up to the hype of GTA 5, we don't know. But if it turns out to be, then people are going to be a lot less, as you say, a lot less forgiving that it's 100 quid. If it's 80 quid, I think people would be very forgiving in that respect. And as Kindred just said, whatever price they put, whatever they sell it for, people are going to pay it because I think this is just going to sell. This is going to be selling the droves.
I should say it's just massively hype. We've been waiting for years for it, haven't we?
It's going to bring back relaxed gamers and everything. People that haven't turned on their PlayStation for a couple of years. Oh, I'm getting it.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like, people have been just sitting there waiting for this to happen. Whether it happens this November, hopefully, but there is still rumours that it might get delayed again, but hopefully it won't. But I think if it gets delayed again, people will be a little bit sore about the price point. I know that sounds odd, but they're kind of like, well, you delayed it again, so maybe they should do something for us. That's going to be kind of the consumer thing. It should be cheaper because we've had to wait longer for it. I know that's not how business works, but that's how consumer minds work.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts, guys, on this one?
I mean, hearing like the Lucasfilm VP say Fortnite is the future of Star Wars content just makes me feel a bit sad, really, for Star Wars. It's one of those things. I can remember like back before they did like the prequel trilogy, thinking, seems really good idea that we're finally going to get more Star Wars content after the original trilogy.
Yeah.
But now you can't help but feel, should they just left it at the original trilogy? Because they've done so much stuff recently. Yeah, it just some of it's not bad, but a lot of it's been a bit on the weak side.
Yeah.
Like the films, even some of the games can be a bit on the weak side. But to hear it, a lot of it's going to be in Fortnite. It's not the sort of place I want to play Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
I hope they will still do games, decent games outside of Fortnite for it. I know
think
at least
they
got
will.
one of the Jedi Survivor things coming along.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe I'm just too old and I don't get Fortnite.
No, I really enjoy Fortnite. Have I played any of the Star Wars modes? No, I probably won't. I tend to not play all the other modes that come and go. I'd stick to the main thing because that's what I enjoy. And again, it's a thing that I can jump in, play around, and then go back the next day and play it again. Don't have to jump on it again. But it's kind of cool that they drop stuff in. But I don't think they're ever going to massively move away from doing the bigger games. I can't see that happening. But you are right. They have done a lot of content that's not been so great. And I think it's interesting because I did like the Mandalorian TV series, and we're going to get the Mandalorian film very soon. But they're saying that's tracking to potentially be the most disappointing selling film of all Star Wars.
Seen much hype for it.
Yeah, it feels like they're hardly advertising it. And it's funny because they said the film that did the worst was the Han Solo movie. And apparently it only made a measly 85 million. I love that. A measly $85 million. But they're saying that the Mandalorian film might track to make less than this, which is interesting because I did love the TV series. But is it that thing of, are people not going to see it because they haven't seen the TV series? And that might be a sting in the toe.
That does make it a bit problematic.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. So maybe this is why they're chucking stuff into Fortnite, because they know they'll get more interest into it. Does the money from Lucasfilms mean the billion-dollar company Fortnite don't have to lay staff members off? Who knows? It'd be nice if Epic didn't lay any more people off.
Sadly, it don't work that way. The
No.
higher-ups need their money. The people lower down who make the game.
I think it's highly likely that Epic are paying more money for the rights of keeping the Star Wars stuff in the games rather than the other way around. So, but then they'll probably make it back with, Luke Skywalker skins and Darth Vader skins and Yoda skins and God knows what else, but we'll see. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about a little bit more Thumb Soldiers. So I'm going to bring up the website again. So just bring this up. So obviously we've got a couple of games we talked about tonight. So I thought a good way of doing this is talk about one of the games. Obviously we just talk about Invincible Versus. It's obviously a fighting game. So you've got perfect setups for people that play fighting games. Let's bring up the bundles. You can tell me which bundles are best for this, because obviously you've got all the different ones. But what would be perfect if you were playing something like Invincible Versus or Street Fighter 6 or Tekken?
So there's probably two front runners, and it all depends how you want to interact with your controller. So, for instance, the studs, because of the asked about facing now, because of the configuration of the grip, you are locked onto the thumbstick, which helps massively. But B, because of the grip itself, you can feel the angles you're hitting it, you're putting into the controller. So when you have to hit specific angles to pull the moves off and the special moves and whatever, you're more aware, you're more sort of in tune with what you're putting into the controller to get that feedback back to hit the moves, which is something that works really well for fighting games. But then alternatively, we do have crazy things like the joysticks. So pop that in there and it turns your controller into basically an arcade machine as such, an arcade joystick. So you've got that, again, you can button bash and you've just got that arcade style of play. So they are probably the two front runners from my perspective and what we hear back.
Also, obviously, we've just been talking about Fortnite as well. And you said you got a special FPS shooter Fortnite bundle. Okay, if I click on this one, so we can look at the options. There you go. So you get the studs. You can pick up. You got the step 2. There's the knuckles that you put the things in. The rock and roll locos. I've got all of these because Dave very kindly sent them to me. And you can select, because you cover all sorts of things. You've got PS4, PS5. You've got all the Xboxes, even the Elite controllers, which I think is cool. Obviously, Switch 2 as well. So you can pick which console's best for you.
I think there's about 33, 34 different controllers that we fit now.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's impressive. How long does it take you to kind of, because obviously you must have to, with all the different controllers coming out, you obviously have to get hands-on with all of them and test them all out, I guess, to see what works.
We test as many as we can. We've been quite fortunate because we work with special effects as well. They have everything. Barry there is an incredible human being, and he does a lot of testing for us as well, which is very helpful. But then we often just hear from customers as well. People that have tried it and say, "Oh, it works on the Vortex. It works on this. It works on the turtle bait, whatever." So it's a combination of our own exploration, customers, and the likes of Barry as well that feeds back everything that they find out.
Because this is the thing, it's not just for people who want a bit more positioning. It's not just for esports people, but as you mentioned with special effects, it's obviously for people who need adaptive controllers as well, isn't it? This is a big thing. It's a big market.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like for instance, the joystick that I just showed. Showed? Is that right? Showed.
Yeah, just showed.
That was originally developed for the accessibility market to allow people with arthritis, cerebral palsy, muscular dystrophy to interact with the controller in a whole new way that just works for different abilities. But then that translates into turning the controller into an arcade style. And much the same as we've got the big fat shroom, which is just an oversized thumbstick, which again was initially designed for allowing you to use your palm, your fist, your knuckles, limbs, etc., and just be able to interact with it more consistently. But it works really well for lazy Sunday playing. So as much as it is that there are differences, it's all one of the same. It is whatever works for you and playing that game, win.
Awesome. The link's there in the chat, folks. Go check it out. Thank you, Arquel, for posting it. If you want to find out more information, you can even contact David and his team through the website if you've got any questions.
Absolutely.
So feel free. See, Kindred says, I need 2 different studs, as normally I have one stud higher on one stick and one lower on the other.
In fact, I've just been told that we have got a discount, 15% off. Mag 15 has just been.
There you go.
So there you go.
There you go. We'll put that in the chat as well. If anyone wants to use that, I'll put Mag 15. That's a code. You can get 15% off. Thank you, guys. We greatly appreciate it.
Awesome.
Very good of you.
And going back to what you said there, that is what, like, we've just recently launched our shooter kit. Right, you showed the shooter bundle, which is like 2 of each of everything, and your knuckles and the kit and everything like that. But we've also recently launched the shooter kit. So you've got a stud on one, and this was purely from requests. This was put together because people were using it and asking for it and saying that this should be a kit in its own right. So you've got a stud on the left stick, which has got all the grip and the input awareness. But then on the right stick, you've got the step up, which is low level for short range. But then you jump up and you've got upper level for long range. It's just there is nothing else like it on the market that gives you that another level of sensitivity adjustment in the game that you control when you're playing, when you need it. That
sounds perfect. Like, if you guys and girls in the chat, if you haven't checked this out, do. It's really, really good. And they're very kindly going to give us 15% off. So use the code MAG15 in the chat I don't know whether I'll speak to David after whether that'll be extended for a couple of days or whatever, and I'll plug it more after as well. So if people want to use it, but we'll work that out with David. We'll figure that out. But please do go check it out. Click that link. As I say, it's pinned to the top of the chat. So if you want to click on there, you can get yourself 15% off either the single kits or the bundles. So there you go. Big Jesse, good evening. Good to see you. How you doing? Welcome on in. Let's move on to our next game. Now, this is another game that you might need one of the Thumb Soldiers kits for, because it is classed as a bullet hell game. This is one that Dave's played. I've not yet to play this. I hope to be streaming this on Thursday at 8:30 on TikTok and Twitch. But this is the PlayStation exclusive Saros. Let's have a look at this.
Art is the strongest of tides from the shore. Lost Carcosa. Ruled by the eclipse. I search for you and find only death. But I always come back stronger. Every time, one step closer to answers. To more power.
This is a newly established colony.
All that matters is finding you.
There's no way to get home, and you can just...
He's returned to us. The sun is forever. And so am I.
There you go. Do the enemies explode into thousands of neon-colored particles when you shoot them with big weapons? If yes, I don't care about the story. Chloe says, okay, I'd play this. Now, I'm going to say, for those who don't know, at the start of the year, me and Dave do a special show where we look at 50 games that are coming out for this year. This game was number 5 in our list. So Danker has done predicted scores for all the games. So he has to stick with that score, whether he wants to guess another score or not. So back in January, he predicted a score of 9 for this. Okay. It's currently 70 quid on PlayStation. So there you go. I could say I had to buy a copy of this because I couldn't get a copy anywhere. I didn't pay that, though. I'm going to say that. Luckily, I didn't pay that because that's ouch. Yeah. Even I'm thinking that's a bit ouch. But this is a game that is not a sequel to Returnal, and Brian's just said Returnal is still the best game on PS5. I think it's definitely up there. I definitely agree with you that, but it's a successor in a way because it's a completely different story. But tell us a bit more, Dave, and then if you like what you see, you'll hopefully get to see this on Thursday night on my stream.
Yes, this is taking what Housemarque did with Returnal and kind of just refine it, trying to improve on it a bit. So it's still got the roguelike structure. So you'll go out on a run, but I think the runs in this one are generally a bit shorter than they were in Returnal. So I think Returnal could be like an hour or so.
Yes.
And I remember Returnal had that problem where you had to complete the run. You couldn't stop or pause or anything like that. But that is one thing that's really good in this one, actually. It is constantly checkpointing you as you're going. So you can just turn the game off at any point, come back to where you were, carry on. So that is a massive improvement from my point of view, especially. But they've done quite a bit as well for sort of tweaking you can tweak how it plays for you. Because Returnal was pretty much, if you just can't get to grips with it, you're not really going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
There was quite limited permanent progression you could apply to your character. And so I did try Returnal, but I never got that far in it. I think I did
I
manage
never
to get to the
completed
first.
it. Yeah.
I got to the first boss once, died, couldn't get back, and subsequent a couple of runs, and other stuff came out and moved on. But this one so far, I'm getting further. I've done the first boss, got to the second one, trying to deal with that one. But they've made it a bit more accessible by having much more permanent progression. So even if you die in a run, your character comes back with some currency left over from the run, which you then use on the skill tree to like boost your character up. So you're always going to be coming back stronger, as the tagline is for the game. So you improve your character, go back out with better stats, see what you do, see if you can do better. And there's also other bits to tweak it as well, where you can sort of tweak how much damage you're doing to the enemies. They've got it on like a bit of a scale. So there's like this scale that's got positive buffs and then negative debuffs as well. And you've got to kind of balance it out. So whilst I like boosted up the damage I do for the against the enemies, that would push me off a scale that would actually let me start a run. So I have to pick something from the negative side to balance it back out again. So I've had to like turn off the chance for a particular item type to appear. So I'm kind of missing out on that. But the guns are just doing shitloads of damage to the enemies, so I'm blasting through the second level. But I don't have to turn some of that stuff off and tweak it a little bit. But there's quite a lot there that you can do to tweak. So you can make it easier. If you wanted to make it a bit more harder, a bit more like Returnal, you can do, because you can make things like you can turn off the second chance ability, because quite early on you can lock the ability for a second chance when you die. So if you want to knock that off, make it a bit more like Returnal, then you can do. So it's got a bit more there for people who didn't get on with Returnal like myself. So I'm enjoying that. And just the general like gameplay, gunplay is just really good. They did a good job in Returnal. They've just refined it in this. It is fast paced. There's a shitload of projectiles coming at you. Some are worth avoiding. Some you might want to absorb with your shield to power up your power weapon. But just generally, it's fast paced. It's manic. It's just really, really good. Audio is fantastic. Gun sound awesome. Shotgun especially does sound very nice.
Nice.
I'm enjoying it so far, and I would recommend it.
Okay, nice. Okay, David, your thoughts on this one?
It makes you want to play it, doesn't it? From watching that, it makes you want to play it. It looks like it is not going to disappoint. You'd be very surprised if it did. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like Returnal, so I like this. I know some people said, I know someone else that reviewed it was like, I couldn't get on with Saros, which I think it's one of those things. He's going to be a little bit like Marmite. You're going to love it, hate it, but it's interesting that Dave wasn't as keen on Returnal, but he's loving this. So that's a good thing. So maybe people should give this more of a go. Let's see what people are saying with the scores. I've lost my mouse. Where's it gone? There it is. Let's see what people are saying. So Dan obviously said a predicted score of 9 out of 10. Kinji says 10 for purely the trolling video that the main actor Rahul Kohli did for IGN. Yeah, I saw he was on was it GameSpot? Oh no, he wasn't. He was on what's his faces? Oh, I've forgotten the name.
Alana Pierce.
Yes, Alana Pierce, who used to work for IGN many moons ago, and undid his shirt with a t-shirt on that had their score logo on it, because they didn't rate this so highly as other people. They've recently been going for a right spate of weird reviews. Not as bad as the Mouse PI one, which we talked about last week, but Hart says 9, Head says 8.5, Chloe says an 8.5, Gozzo saying a 9, Kindred saying a 9, Rotmuse 8.5, iQuell saying a 9, Flame saying an 8, Retro Jazar saying a 7. He's gone for the IGN score. Hannah saying an 8. Dave, I'll start with you. What do you reckon this got?
I'm going to go for an 8.5.
8.5. Okay, David.
Yeah, I'm joining Dave there with the 8.5. Yep.
Okay, go for 8.5. Hannah going for an 8 as well. Any more, folks? This is Saros, which came out last Thursday on PS5, and it's about, what was it, 70, 80 quid? Something like that.
£70.
70, yeah, something like that. 70 quid. There you go. I'm glad I didn't pay that for it. Not that I'm being derogatory about it, but my copy is still not here, so I don't know what's going on. So fingers crossed it turns up for the stream on Thursday. If there are any more scores, then, or if there's no more scores, I could tell you that this did get 8.5 out of 10 on average. So there you go. I know that GameSpot itself gave it a 9 out of 10, and there was quite a few 9 out of 10s. There were some other scores that were slightly lower, 8s, and then obviously stupid IGN that gave it a 7 out of 10, but what do they know recently? But yeah, 8.5. So congratulations. David, your second one right tonight. Congratulations.
Taking it karma this time. I'm taking it karma.
Yeah. This is what you want. This is what you want. This is good. This is good. And Dave, your first one right tonight. So obviously Dave is not a streamer, and he doesn't own a company, so we can't do a shout out. We can do a shout out in a different way. Dave, how would you like your first shout out of the evening?
You can do some spinning on your chair, mate. We haven't done that for a bit. Very cool.
There we go. Right. See, I had the dogs with me last week, so I couldn't do this last week. So luckily, we can do it this week. Here we go. Are you ready?
Go for it.
Limbering up. Here we go. Dave!
Very nice.
There you go. There you go. Thank you very much. Let's see who else got it right in chat. Team Pink wins, says Rock Muse. That's right, because Rock Muse got it right. And Chloe got it right. Well done. Brian also got it right because he said heart says 9, but head says 8.5. Congratulations. And to be fair, Danker's score was only 0.5 out. It's 8.5, iQuail. 8.5 was the score for that one. So there you go. Let's move swiftly on to some VR. We've got a VR game this week. This also came out on Thursday. This you can get on Steam VR and MetaQuest VR. And it's time for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to have a VR game. And this is Empire City. Let's have a look at this.
Remind me where we left off?
I am Karai, leader of the Japanese branch of the Foot Clan.
It's worth hearing her out.
According to Karai's spies, the Foot are working on a secret weapon, a big one.
This is gonna get weird.
Karai's intel points to a series of Foot operations within the quarantine zone. There's pizza on the table. Do what you gotta do and head out.
You could probably get the drop on him from up top.
Where's the fun in that? Fine, going hot.
You got any idea how hard it is to be intimidating when it's just me?
Focus up!
Oh, your weapons are weaker than my face!
It is settled. We shall work together then.
The Foot Clan are all over town setting up some kind of outpost. Guess Mishmash is afraid of us coming for him.
You ready to die?
No!
Your decisions will have rippling effects, especially in the minds of others.
Karai is weak and has made the Foot Clan weak.
Turtles, give me the fuse that crackles ahead into the dark.
For once in your life, be useful to your clan!
No! Defend yourselves!
Once this is over, I'm going on vacation.
There you go. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles come to VR. Dave, tell us more about this one, because obviously we had the success of the Deadpool VR game recently. So does this follow in its wake?
Yeah, from what I've read, I think this is meant to be an all right game. You get to embody your favourite turtle, and it is for I think 1 to 4 players, so you can get some mates in, all pick your favourite turtle, play around with their weapons and take on the Foot Clan. So I think in this particular game, you've already killed Shredder, so there's like a sort of vacuum of power that's been sort of left open. The Foot Clan is like trying to tighten its grip on New York City. Apparently, it's up to you to take them out. And I think the way this sort of flows, I think you've got a bit of city to explore. Various like Foot Clan checkpoints to take out, and then other missions that you have to do, in there as well. I think combat-wise though, it's not the sort of VR game where you got to be particularly skillful with the weaponry.
Right,
you can just shake the controllers around apparently. With no particular skill, and you'll still win pretty easily. But I think it looks quite cool that you can be a turtle. You can you get to hang out in there as well, mess around, eat pizza, dunk basketballs, just do other stuff like that in between levels. It looks quite cool. So I think if you could get some friends together in VR, you could probably have a good bit of fun with this one. Looks like it should be.
Yeah, because it's not often you get games like that where you can have friends in VR. I said the Deadpool thing was a solo thing. The Batman one was the solo one. So I like that idea. Who do you think it will appeal to? Says Rock Muse. Probably fans of Turtles, because Turtles is still a thing. It's still a cartoon's going, even though it's been going since the 90s. They keep revamping it and doing it. So I think people from all ages who like Turtles.
Yeah, I'm still a fan of it from the 90s, the original animated series and the original couple of movies. I haven't really paid much attention to it in recent years after that.
No.
They keep reinventing the look and style of them.
Yeah,
it's many Turtles fans from across generations.
Let's have a look. Prices wise, on Steam VR, it's normally 20 quid, but it's down to 16 quid at the moment. And on MetaQuest, it's 20 quid as well. So you can get it cheaper on Steam VR at the moment. 20 quid is not too bad. David, your thoughts on becoming a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
It's a tough one. It is well, the VR world is not one that I have embarked on. So it looked like it. Yeah, like you say, if you're into the turtle world, it looks like it's going to be fun. If you're not, I don't know where it sits in that sphere. So it's a bit of a tough one for me to call on.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Kindred says, actually, the Turtles have been around since 1984 and still going strong. So that means they didn't really make it big over here until the early 90s, because I remember 88, 90 was probably when the films started happening. So, yeah, cartoons. So, yeah, there you go. All right. Let's see what people are saying on the scoreboards. Danker, 6.5. Brian says, looks like a solid 6.5. Gozzo, 6.5. Hannah, 6.5. Chloe says 7. Rock Muse says a runny 7. 7.5 for Flame. 8 from Retro Cesar. 6.5 from Kindred. 7.5 from Big Fuzzy Panda. Good evening, Big Fuzzy Panda. Good to see you, buddy. David, I'll start with you. What do you reckon this got?
We go 7.
Okay, going for a 7. And Dave?
I'm going to try 6.5.
Okay, 6.5. So there you go, 6.5, 7. All right. Last chance, folks. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles VR Empire City, which came out last Thursday on Steam VR and MetaQuest. And if there are no more scores in the chat, I can tell you that this got our lowest score of the evening. iQual just snuck in there with a 6. I'm going to let him have that. I'm going to let iQual have that because it popped up on chat before I pressed the button. But yeah, 6 out of 10. I think they're basically saying pretty much what Dave said. It's good fun, and if you like Turtles, you'll love it. But it's not very challenging, and you can just kind of mess around with it. So it's an afternoon with your mates type of game, but you probably won't go back to it. So it's not a bad VR game, but it's nothing as good as, say, like the Deadpool game, which was had a lot more going for it and a lot more stuff going on there. So, yeah, 6 out of 10 for that one. iQual, you get it right. I don't. If Jesse can give you a shout out or anyone else, that'd be cool. If not, I'll do that for you. But congratulations, you're the only one that got it right. Moving on to some news. This one's a very interesting one. So, GameStop, the big American gaming retailer, has put in a bid to acquire eBay for $55.5 billion. They basically, Ryan Cohen, the CEO of GameStop, has said that he wants to turn eBay into something that will rival Amazon. That's big fighting words. He also said that they could basically bring eBay into their stores throughout America. Now, obviously, we don't have GameStops over here, but they are widely through America. However, the interesting question is, how are they funding this? Because over 590 stores closed down in the last 2 years of GameStop stores, and they were trying to reinvent themselves because they did do the thing at the back end of last year where they said, we will trade anything for credit. So you could bring in a lawnmower and they would trade it for credit. It didn't have to be a game or anything like that. They did a crazy day where you could bring everything. They did make the joke that say, please don't bring in your children because you won't get much money for them. But they were literally trading anything. So you bought a plushie in, you bought a book, they would give you credit for it. It does seem that they've got a certain amount of other backing from other areas for this. Because looking at GameStop's financials, they're not in the best position to do this. But it seems like it's quite a big, bold move that if they did it, it could be something that does them a lot of good. So I know we don't know a lot about GameStop because we're based in the UK, but I do find this a really odd move. Because it's like, right, okay, we're going to acquire... You go from a gaming shop to acquire eBay that sells everything. But there you go. Kindred says their net worth is 10.86 billion. So their net worth is 10.86 billion, but they want to acquire eBay for 55.5 billion.
Yeah. So where's the money come from?
Yeah.
Has he found that pot at the end of the rainbow?
Maybe.
The only thing I can think of, if he's has got the backers, he's got some foreign backing. I think Saudi Arabia got like shitloads of money in their investment funds, so he's got some from there. And I've seen something suggesting that he'd get like a sort of 20 billion like debt commitment from like the huge banks.
Yeah,
but then I think they're probably anything like that. It's like with what EA do with their acquisition, taking on 20 billion worth of debt. Well, you've got to pay it back somehow.
Yeah,
so you're gonna have to fire a lot of people and close a lot of stores. Cut costs here, there, everywhere to make that sort of money back. So I think if it wasn't to go through, it would be dreadful.
This is a crazy thing. And if they're saying that their strategy is to get eBay in shops, so they'd have an eBay station in shop, and they're having to close even more shops and make more people redundant, then how's that strategy going to work?
Yeah, I don't really get it.
No,
you go.
I'd very much like to see, because they must have a strategy. They're going after some big money investors, as well as whatever debt is included in that as well. So in that deck that they're proposing, their strategy, their idea, they've got to be pretty confident that it's a power move in some sense, and they must have all these potential ideas. We could do this, we could do that. It'd be a very interesting high level sort of flick through to see what their plans are, because it's got to play a move like that, they've got to have some really disruptive moves going in there. But
it'd be interesting.
So. Wait for the CEO hasn't been on like Chat GPT or Copilot.
Put together a deck.
How much can I buy this for? Realistically, in ChatGPT, 5.5 million. Oh, that'll do. Kindred said they want to try and make eBay and GameStop like the US version of cash converters. So that makes sense. So they'll be selling lots of different items. So whereas say you got over here, you got like CEXs and in other countries CEX that sell tech and games, but then this would sell loads of things because you probably would be able to buy a lawnmower at a GameStop or a new TV or a selection of books or whatever. So it's going to go that way. Or is it a way to raise share prices of GameStop with no real intention to buy? That's an interesting one. Can you imagine if they did that? Because they could always go, oh, the deal fell through. Did it? Did it really? So we'll see. If we hear any more about this, we'll find out. And I don't think it's really going to make a massive difference to the UK market, but obviously because we haven't got GameStop over here, but it could be interesting if it does then filter through, because if they do take over eBay, things might change very differently over here as well for the UK eBay market. So we shall see. Let's move on to our final couple of games of the night. Now, this one, we got raided last night by Arcane Ryan, and he said that he was playing a crazy sort of chess game. And I said, oh, this is on the list for, this is on the possible list to be considered. And Dave did pick this game. This came out on Thursday on PC. This is Gambonanza. Let's have a look at this. There you go. So people are calling this the Balatro of the chess world. Because obviously Balatro was a big runaway hit of card games, and now they're doing it with chess. This is currently £13 on PC, but you can get it for £8.44 right now. So you go. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yes, this is taking chess but putting it into like a roguelike structure. So I think they're sort of shrinking the board down in size, and I think instead of just trying to just ultimately capture the king, you got to try and capture every single piece that's on the board, and it gives you the option to I think it's sort of buy little extra things from the store, you can buy buffs for your pieces, have spare pieces ready to bring into matches, and also get things to put on the board. As you can see in the videos, a protective square that was put down, so you can put things on the board to help protect yourself or debuff the enemy perhaps. It looks like a sort of interesting twist on the classic chess. And say these sorts of roguelikes for classic games seem to be doing quite well. We've had a Balatro on the other week where it was coin pushing. It was a roguelike twist. So this looks like it could be quite a cool little game, and the sort of thing you could end up spending quite a number of hours playing, I reckon, if it really sort of gets its hooks into you.
Yeah. No, I too actually like the look of this, and I know that Ryan, who raided us last night, was saying this was really, really good and very addictive and great fun. David, so a roguelike chess game. Who would have thought it?
That was one of the questions I was going to ask. It illustrated what looked like real money. So it's not like a gambling thing. It is just buying microtransactions in the game that allow you to perform in different ways. Then I'm gathering.
Yeah. So no real money changes hands on this.
Yeah. Yeah. It sort of looked a bit like a phone thing, but I'm gathering it is more of a computer based.
Yeah, more of a PC.
Yeah. I'm sure you could turn it on and, like you say, lose a lot of time just playing.
All right, let's see what people are saying. Get your scores in the chat right now. We've got an 8 from Chloe. We've got a 7 from Brian. And Raccoon was the roguelike coin pusher, which we talked about a couple of weeks on the show. Yeah, because it had the raccoons in it. That's it, Raccoon. Rockmuse, an 8. And I do agree, Rockmuse, the king things does look like a butt. The chess pieces. I agree with that. As soon as I saw it, I agree with that. Hannah says 7.5. Flame saying an 8. Danka saying a 6.5. Retro Jazar saying an 8. Gozzo saying a 6.5. Dave, we'll start with you.
I'll try a 7.
Going for a 7. Iquel also saying a 7. David?
7.5.
7.5. Okay. Kindred going for an 8. There you go. Any more for any more? This is Gabonanza, which came out last Thursday on PC, and is literally, currently £8.44, but normally £13. If there are no more guesses in the chat, I can tell you that this got, for the third time tonight, 6.5.
A few of those, eh?
We've had it's been a really odd night. We seem to be getting some really high scores and some really low scores this week, which is really, really bizarre. So, 6.5. I don't know why. Maybe not everyone's loving this as much as Balatro, because Balatro, I remember when we announced the score for Balatro on this channel, it was 9 out of 10, and everyone in the chat told us to fuck off. Because they were no, and then it went on to be one of the big games of the year, and then everyone believed us. But I find this a bit odd. So 6.5, which is disappointing. Maybe some people really don't get the chess idea. Maybe that's true, Rockmuse. Maybe that's true. That could be the thing. So there you go. So it's only Gozzo and Danka who got that right. So there you go. So you give them a shout out. And moving swiftly on to another PC game, which came out on Friday. This is Soul Quest. This is our final game of this evening. Let's have a look at this.
Hi, Alice. So, what can I do?
Oh, you must be kidding me!
There you go. Dave, tell us more about this.
Yeah, it's just a side-scrolling hack and slash where you're playing a character called Alice, who's trying to retrieve her husband's soul from the gods. Her husband's got killed, but she refused to accept it. Wants to get his soul back, bring him back to life. This one, I think, is using a bit of a Celtic and Arthurian mythology in its sort of characters and story that sounds reasonably interesting. I like the pixel art style that it's gone for. From what I was reading on a review about it earlier on, they're saying that generally it's not a bad hack and slash game, but the combat can get a little bit on the repetitive side. And there are some annoyed enemies. I think there was one in particular they absolutely hated. This flying one that flies just slightly too high, so it's out of your reach, but then pelts you with fire. Sort of enemy that will just piss you off when it appears. So I think it's an okay game with some combat annoyances to it.
Likewise says Alice, who the is Alice? There you go.
Oh, indeed.
Indeed. So it's normally 16 quid, but it's currently down to £12.79 on PC at the moment. David, your thoughts? It's a bit more retro vibes with this one, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I was possibly torn with the retro pixelated element to it, but yeah, it didn't offend me. Yeah, it looked like what it is. Exactly as you say, Dave. Cut and slash and run along and fight the boss and look like it could be quite fun, but nothing nothing particularly special. I don't think it stood out as.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what people are saying. Get your scores in the chat. Brian says, looks like a game for me, but I guess it's only going to be about a 7. There we go. Big Jesse says, isn't the little girl in Resident Evil called Alice? And then Big Jesse says, oh no, she's the main one in Resident Evil, isn't she? What's the girl called? So now that everyone's going to be asking about that. Chloe's saying a 6.5. Danka's saying a 7. Gozzo's saying a 7. Retro Jazar, oops, it's jumping all over the place. Retro Jazar saying a 6. Iqual saying a 7.5. Kindred saying 7. Hannah says 7. I've done terribly this evening, so just clutching at straws here. Rockmew saying a 6. Flame saying a 6. David, I'll start with you. What do you reckon for the final game?
I was going to go 7, but we've had a bit of a run of 6.5, so I'm going to go with 6.5.
Okay, all right, run of 6.5. Dave, what do you reckon?
I'll try the 7. Why not?
Going for the 7. All right. Okay. All right. Folks, it's your last chance. This is Soul Quest, which came out on Friday on PC. Just got here. Going to guess a 7. Hello, mate. Good to see you. Going to guess a 7. We always say, if in doubt and you miss the trailers, just say 7. You stand just as good a chance. If we really wanted to detail the chat, we just start talking about food. Oh, let's not even go down that route. I can tell you that this did get a 7.
Hey.
There you go. It got a safe 7. 7 out of 10. So it fared better than some of our other games tonight. So there you go. Aaron, it was perfect time that you turned up. You got it right. You didn't even see the trailer, so it's fantastic. So congratulations. Dave, we'll do your shout out in a minute.
Okay.
Hannah's like, finally, I got one right. There you go. So let's have a look. Hannah, you got it right. Kindred, Gozzo, Danka, and obviously Dave, and obviously AR89 as well. One of our devs who showcased at Timeless last year as well. Dave, how would you like your shout out?
I think we've got to see if we can crack your knees, mate.
Oh dear God. Okay. All right. Go on then. All right. Remember, exclamation Dave in the chat. This is I think they're already cracking, Ivan. Right, crack those knees, says Kindred. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Ooh, ouch.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Dave! There we go.
I was impressed you get back. Huh?
Yeah, one day it's probably going to happen that I won't.
Yeah, one day you'll be staying back there.
Yeah, so you just see
Waiting for the paramedic.
in the chair, carrying on like that. There you go. There you go. Well done to everyone who got them right. I think Danker and Gozzo got the most right. I know they didn't get them all right, but I think got probably 3/4 right, I'm guessing. I wasn't keeping track, to be honest. But well done to everyone who got them right. We're going to just finish off the show with our last little bit. Now, every week we look at a new chart. A new chart. We looked at the retail chart. So tonight we are going to look at the Steam charts because it's been a while since we've done the Steam charts. And we're going to look at Steam charts with free-to-play. So the download chart with free-to-play games and the retail chart. So we'll start off with the retail chart. And if I hit this button, at number 10 is a re-entry with Helldivers 2. Number 9, Crimson Desert is down 3 places. Dead by Daylight is a re-entry at number 8. Pragmata, that's been doing very well the last couple of weeks, is down 5 places. Last week's number 1 in the Steam chart, Windrose, is down 5 places. Diablo 4 is up 3 places. Pre-orders for Forza Horizon 6 are up 3 places. And a new game this week, Far Far West, is a new entry. Also, at number 2, Heroes of Might and Magic, Orden Era is also a new game, new entry. And number 1, we talked about last week, is the Steam controller. The Steam controller is the number 1 item in the UK Steam chart. So there you go. So a couple of new games have entered the charts and a couple of re-entries. And obviously things like Pragmata, Crimson Desert, still doing very, very well. And Windrose, as I say, was last week's number 1. But when you look at it for the download chart, in comparison, at number 10, it's Apex Legends, which is a re-entry. Where the Winds Meet is number 9, which is a re-entry. 8, Windrose, again, is down 5 places, but wasn't number 1 in that chart. Diablo 4 is a re-entry at number 7. Again, Forza Horizon 6 pre-orders, up 4 places on downloads. PUBG Battlegrounds is down 3 places. And at number 4, Far Far West, which is a new entry. 3, Heroes of Might and Magic, Olden Era is a new entry. The Steam controller is number 2. And a non-mover is Counter-Strike 2, which has been pretty much stuck at the top of the Steam charts and download charts for a very, very long time. So a couple of different games there, but pretty much the same new entries that we're seeing. And Forza 6 pre-orders there as well. So there you go. That is the download chart for Steam. Any major thoughts on any of those guys or chat?
Just quite nice to see the Steam controller's done so well. I mean, as it's been pointed out in the chat, sold out in 30 minutes, I reckon.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of forgot it was out today. Then I saw an article. I thought, that's a bugger. It's sold out. I wouldn't mind doing one of those. Maybe I'll get one later on because I do like the look of it. It's quite cool to use, playing the PC on the main TV or sitting on the couch. They could be a better control than the Xbox One. Just PC gameplay. So I'll hopefully get one at some point. It looks cool controller.
Yeah. Is this going to be another controller that you've got to adapt, David?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. Well, we do fit the Steam Deck, so if they've got the same thumbstick, then fingers crossed. But yeah, we need to get our hands on one or get to know someone that can test it for us. But it's high on the chart of figuring out whether we need to do any adaptations at all.
If anyone's in chat and has managed to get one, let us know. We'll hook you up with David, and maybe you can do a free test.
Yeah, we'll just send you some kits to see if it works.
Yeah, see if it works. There you go. All right, folks. That is it. That is the chance. That is our show. Thank you so much to everyone tonight. Our wonderful guest, David from Thumb Soldiers. Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure as always.
Great to have you back, my friend. Great to see you. No doubt I will see you at... Is there any particular shows you're next at that you're allowed to announce yet, or is it nothing in...
Nothing's in our calendar as yet for certain. It's just... We want to do everything, but it's always a struggle. So yeah, we play it by ear pretty much.
Yeah. Let us know if there's any future shows that you're going to be at. We can always plug it, and then if people want to come and see you in person and try out the stuff as well, then we can make that happen.
Superstar, thank you very much.
That's all right. Don't forget, you can go purchase your kits and your bundles from soldiers.com, and if you use the code MAG15, you will get 15% off. And as I said, we'll speak to David and see if we can extend that for a couple of days.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. So if some of you don't want to buy right now but might want to buy in a couple of days, we'll get you a bit of a discount. So let's try that. That would be awesome. Thank you so much for being a wonderful guest, and great to have you back on the show.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant. As always, thank you to my co-host who knows most. I'm glad to have you back, Dave. Glad you got over the man flu. There you go. The wonderful Mr. Dave Jones.
Always a pleasure.
Awesome. Thank you to all our wonderful chat and all our mods who've been here tonight. Thank you to everyone who's been watching on YouTube and Twitch. I am back tomorrow. We are doing a community night of Double Fine's new game, Kiln. So you get to run around as pottery and basically break each other, and also design that. So we're going to be doing that, but also something very special, which I only found out an hour before we started this show. I am going to be sponsored by a game that hasn't even come out yet, which is the brand new game that's coming from Sega, Stranger Than Heaven. And they are doing a very special Xbox showcase at midnight tomorrow, our time, midnight. So we're going to do the Kiln stream from 8:30 on TikTok and Twitch. And then straight after that, I'm going to be doing a very sponsored watch along of the showcase from Xbox starting at midnight. So it's going to be a late one, folks. But if you want to watch it, there will be some stuff, because there are chances that I will be delivering some more content and other stuff for that game when it comes out, because we literally did a deal with them literally last week. And then they wrote to me at 8 o'clock this evening going, this is happening tomorrow. Do you want to do it? And I was like, holy shit. Yes. So it's going to be awesome. So we are sponsored by them, that game tomorrow night after the Kiln stream. Also, if you want to check out Saros, I'll be on at 8:30 as well, playing Saros on Thursday. We are going to do a raid. For those watching on YouTube, it will just stop. But let's see who we can raid over on the Purple app. Let's see who's on. Oh, God, there's a lot of people to pick from. Oh my God, there's like 3 pages worth of people. Let's go. Oh my God, let's go for trying to find someone that we've not raided in a while. Let's go. Tell you what, we're going to go for Lady Doll. We've not raided her in an absolute flipping fortune. And what's she playing? Let's see. She's playing the new World of Warcraft expansion. So let's go raid her. I'm sure she'll greatly appreciate it. So I'm going to hit that. Probably still be on American time, so that stream will be fine tomorrow. There we go. Well, I'm going to hit the button. That raid should start. And it'll go through after the end credits. I've hit. That is started. So there you go. I'll also drop that in the chat for everyone. And all that leaves for me to say is, folks, wherever you are in the world, have a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening. And I shall see you back tomorrow at 8:30 for some Kiln, which is free on Game Pass. And, a special sponsored segment from the brand new game, Stranger Than Heaven. From all of us, we're going to do that thing where we wave in and I'll press a button. Thank you very much. Good night. Take care. Bye.